Welcome to your gentle flow stretch. I think I'm going to focus on the low back today a little bit more. I'm feeling kind of tight and moving to the spine, all that kind of good stuff. It'll still be full body head to toe. So take what you need. I do have a couple of blocks here today, and I have the blanket because my mat is really thin. So if you want to follow along with my playlist, go ahead and cue it up. It's Happiness Does Not Wait. Because I just love coming up with ridiculous titles, as some of you know. All right, y'all. Let's start off. Let's just start off seated today. That's what I'm feeling. So I'm going to turn forward, root down through the sits bones, and then stack your vertebra one on top of the other like a staircase. So, whenever you start with the low spine, there's a gentle pull in of the low belly. And you'll probably notice a natural sway to the low back. It's all good, y'all. But then you allow everything to stack one on top of the other as you travel up your spine. And in doing so, you're going to notice that you gently draw the shoulders back over the hips. And then the knots on the front of your shoulders roll away from one another, allowing your shoulder blades to pin down to your upper back while you lift your chest. And then the crown reaches, as if you had a string tied to the crown of your head, and it's pulling its way up. So everything is getting longer. You're getting more peaceful. You can close down your eyes if you'd like. I invite you to do so. And then your hands can come to your knees. You can face your palms up, face them down, or they can just rest in your lap. But find something that feels right energetically to you this morning. And then give yourself a moment to drop in. So step out of your day, your life, step out of all your stuff. None of it matters when you're here moving and breathing in the four walls of your mat. So I know the tendency is to bring it all with you and to think and all of that. And I get it. It's okay. But if you can just come with me for an hour, not even, a little bit less, right? And just step into the magic that you can create here. It truly influences everything else that's happening outside of here. And that's my hope for you, is that this practice does something more for you than just creating shapes, moving around, becoming human origami. It's truly a roadmap for your life. So exhale completely wherever you are in your breath cycle. And then inhale through the nose. Allow for your breath to rise. And then exhale through your nose. Allow everything to empty back out. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. So you're evening out the breath so that your inhale and exhale match both in duration and intensity, and it becomes almost oceanic, like in nature, as it washes over you. And by observing your breath and truly steering your breath in an intentional and purposeful manner, you can begin to be the driver of your mind rather than the rider, right? So allow for that thought process of everything else to just dump out of your brain. And all you're thinking right now is, I'm breathing in, and I know I'm breathing in, and I'm breathing out, and I know I'm breathing out. You can leave your eyes closed if you want. On the inhale, reach your arms out and up. And then on the exhale, spin over to the right. Let your right hand come behind your right hip, left hand to your thigh. And with the inhale, use your right arm like a second spine. Lift your chest, elongate. And then as you exhale, you twist a little bit more. Perhaps your gaze goes over towards your right shoulder. The face is still soft. The sides of the neck are soft. They're long. And on the inhale, reach your right fingertips towards the back of your mat. Lift your arm. And on the exhale, rotate towards the front. Cross your right arm on top of the left. Now your right fingertips are going to find your left thigh. Inhale here. Maybe you round your heart forward slightly. And then exhale, dome out your upper back, tuck your chin. And then inhale, lift your chin. Take your arms out like a Y. And exhale, elbows back and down towards your back, floating ribs towards your kidneys. And then inhale, take your arms to the sky. And exhale, twist over to the left. Your left hand drops behind your left hip. Your right hand finds your left outer thigh. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, twist just a little bit more, perhaps taking your chin towards your left shoulder. Stretching through the right side of your neck, let your right shoulder soften down. And then inhale, reach your left fingertips towards the back of your mat. They swim up towards the sky. Exhale, rotate back forward. Drop your left arm on top of the right. Left hand's going to find your right thigh. You could inhale a little baby cow action in the upper back. And then exhale, tuck your chin, dome out your upper back. Breathe. And then inhale, release everything, reach your arms out like a Y, gaze up. And exhale, elbows back and down, opening through your chest. Now, if it feels okay, on the inhale, bind up your hands at the small of your back, interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back, and then maybe you slide your fist down towards the mat. It's all good if that doesn't happen. And then if you like it, you can exhale, fold forward, lift your fist up and away from the small of your back. Try to keep a soft bend to the elbows. Maybe your head comes down. You work your shoulders, you work your fist up and over. And then gently come back up, nice and easy. Release, take your right leg out, and then seal the sole of your left foot towards your right inner thigh. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, so Janu Shirshasana A. And then on the exhale, hinge at your right hip, reach your arms forward. Oh my goodness. Whew. And then you spin your navel towards your right thigh bone. This allows for the right hip to pull back, left hip forward. You keep breathing, the right leg is active. And then we're going to move this just a little bit here. So on your inhale, lengthen your spine. On the exhale, if it feels all right, take your left hand kind of outside your right leg and walk your right hand over. It's a little bit deeper. It's a lot deeper of a twist, and it's a deeper opening for your left side body and the low back on the left side. Now, right here, on the inhale, swim yourself back forward all the way over to the left. Let your left hand come down. Swim your right arm up. You come onto the left knee, the left shin. It's like a modified wild thing, and then circle out your right arm. And then go in the opposite direction. Now this is your inhale. And then exhale, sit yourself back down, swim all the way over to the right again. Oof. And we're going to move that breath to movement. So you inhale, left arm reaches forward all the way to the back of your mat. Come on to your left knee, your left shin, reach your right arm, and then exhale, hips down, spin to the right and twist. Two more just like that. Inhale all the way forward, all the way back. Left knee, left palm down. Exhale, bottom down, twist over to the right. Last one. Oof. Inhale, left hand to the back of your mat. Lift your body, right arm reaches. Exhale, sit it down, twist over to the right. Kick it here for a second. And then inhale, come right back. Bring your shoulders over your hips. Exhale, take both legs long. Paschimottanasana. You can have a deep or soft bend to your knees. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over both sides. Now your second and your third toe are pointing straight up. On the inhale, lengthen your spine. Take your heart forward. And then as you exhale, bend a little bit deeper. Breathing here. And then inhale, lift your gaze, shoulders up. Exhale, walk your shoulders back over your hips. Take the sole of your right foot towards your left inner thigh. So Janu A on the opposite side. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over your left leg. Spin your navel towards your left thigh bone. So what's happening here is left hamstring, right hip, the low back on the right side. And if you can relax your jaw, relax your brows, right? I'm kind of in the mindset today to just make it feel good. On the inhale, lengthen your spine. And the exhale, walk it over to the left a little bit. Get a deeper twist. You're kind of already set up for what we did earlier. So you walk your right hand forward all the way to the right. Now bring it to the back of your mat. Right palm roots. Come up onto the right knee, right shin. Left heel goes flat, left foot is flat, and then your left arm reaches towards the back of your mat in a modified, it can even be like a side plank or a wild thing, right? And then circle out your left arm. And then go in the opposite direction. And then sit yourself down. Walk it all the way over to the left. Now we go breath to movement here. The inhale takes you forward and all the way around and back. Press your palm down and lift your hips. The exhale, bottom down, twist over to the left. Inhale, swim it over into the back. Press your palm down, lift everything up. And then exhale, it comes back down, twist over to the left. Last one. Inhale, take it forward. Right palm down, hips high, left arm reaches. Exhale, bottom down, twist over to the left, and hang. And then inhale to lift up. Exhale to release. Extend your right leg long. Inhale, both arms to the sky, and then exhale, fold over your thighs. And same thing, you're here. As you breathe in, you know you're breathing in. And as you breathe out, you know you're breathing out. And slowly come up. Let's find our way into all fours. So I'm going to shimmy back, and I'm also going to pull my blanket forward. Stack your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. Bring your knees underneath your hips, just like always. Let me see if I can get this a little bit more situated. All right. Now when you're here, on the inhale, drape a soft belly down, lift your chin, lift your tail. Oh. And then on the exhale, dome out your upper back, navel to your spine. And then inhale, your belly down, your heart forward, lift your chin, lift your gaze. And then exhale to reverse it. Press the earth away, tuck your chin. And then inhale your belly down. There's a sway to your low back. And then exhale, navel in and up, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, let your head hang. Now I'm going to move into hip circles. You can stay with cat and cow if that feels best to you. Sway my hips over to the left, down towards my heels, over to the right, and then back forward, just looping around. And then opposite direction when you're ready. And then right back into center. Hold it here. And then on the exhale, take a tuck-toed child's pose. Sit your hips back towards your heels. Walk your hands forward. Let your forehead come down. Breathe. And then inhale, lift, shift onto all fours. Exhale, press your hips up and back. And find your inverted letter V shape with your body. Perfect. And on the inhale, take a soft bend to your knees, gaze forward. And on the exhale, step your feet to the top of your mat. Your feet can be about hip width distance apart, or you can bring them all the way together. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, ragdoll. Take hands to opposite elbows. Let your head hang. Lift your tailbone. You can sway it side to side if you'd like. And let your hands come down to the earth. And then on the inhale, lengthen your spine. Take your feet out mat's width distance or maybe a little bit shorter. Heels in, toes out, and then drop your bottoms low. So yogic squat, malasana. Hands to heart center. Shoulders over the hips. You can press your palms together. You can even have your hands down on the ground. Another option is to be still or to rock side to side. And then let your hands come back down. Inhale, lift your hips, turn your toes forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out and up. And then once you're here, get my shirt all situated. On the exhale, bring your hands down for a second and roll your shoulders out. All right, now on the inhale, reach your arms back up overhead and grab elbows again, so opposite elbows. So your forearms are kind of right there at the top of your head. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. On the exhale, hinge over to the right and get a side body stretch on the left side. If you feel this at all in your low back, take the top of your pubic bone, draw it up towards your navel. And then inhale, come right back through. Get as long as you can. Exhale, hinge over to the left. Stretch now through the right side. And then inhale, both elbows reach back to the sky, fingertips to the sky. And then exhale, release it and forward fold. On the inhale, lengthen your spine. And on the exhale, bring your hands down. Step your left foot back and soften your left knee down to the ground. Fold this up again. And then inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Salamba Anjaneyasana, your supported crescent lunge. And on the exhale, bring your right hand towards your right hip. And then inhale, reach your left arm up and over towards the right side of your mat without dumping down in the hips. So everything else stays the same. You just reach and stretch through your left side body. On the inhale, take both arms back to the sky. And on the exhale, bring your hands down. Shift your hips back. We won't stay here super long today, but just long enough to open up through the right hamstring. Flex your toes towards your shin. Extend your tailbone towards the back of your mat. Awesome. And then on the inhale, walk yourself back forward. Curl up your left toes, lift your left knee, and on the exhale, standing split, straighten your right leg, lift the left. Hold for the inhale. Now exhale, tap your left knee behind the right. Drop your left toes down to the ground and come down to a seated position. And if it doesn't happen that smoothly, it's all good, y'all. It doesn't matter. If this is too much, you're going to extend your left leg long. Otherwise, right foot is on the floor to the outside of your left thigh. Left heel is towards your right glute. So give yourself a second. Right hand behind your right hip. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist over to the right. Breathe. Gaze towards your right shoulder. And then inhale, turn your gaze forward. Now on the exhale, drop your hands over to the left, get a counter twist. But then on your inhale, come back through center. On the exhale, extend your left leg long. So now you're in like a figure four. So your right ankle is just over your left thigh, just above the kneecap. Inhale, lengthen your spine here. Watch the extension of your left knee. And on the exhale, fold yourself forward. Breathe. And then on the inhale, lengthen, kind of lift your gaze. And on the exhale, walk yourself back up. Now, if it feels okay, rebend your left knee and stack your right knee on top of the left. So you're coming into like a Gomukhasana, not like it is, Gomukhasana, cow-faced legs. If this is too much, again, the left leg can extend long, and then you would just try to cross your right knee on top of the left. So you pick the one that feels right to you. From here, if the hips feel a little, whatever today, your heels might be closer in towards your glutes. If you're feeling open, the legs can come out almost to like a parallel line. Working the outer hip here. Take an inhale. And if you want, exhale, you can fold forward. Breathe. Let your bottom stay rooted to the ground. There's a flex to both feet. It's not super hard, but just enough to release out of your kneecaps. And then you slowly bring yourself back up. Walk your hands back behind you. Separate your feet out to mat's width distance. And then windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Oh, yeah. And from here, bring your feet down onto the floor. And then roll yourself down onto your back. Take an inhale. Exhale to a happy baby. Peace fingers can come to the big toes, or hands can find your outer arches of your feet. Your elbows slide in towards the inner thighs, the inner knee. And then slowly release. Spinal rocks, forward and backward, the length of your spine. Keep your low back rounded so it doesn't slap against the mat. And on maybe your second or third, you're going to come all the way forward. Meet me back in the downward facing dog. Take your time getting there because we're not in a rush. On the inhale, take a soft bend to your knees and gaze forward. And then exhale, step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold yourself down. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out and up. And then exhale to fold it back down again. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step your right foot back and soften your right knee down. Left knee is a 90-degree bend. Catch the diagonal from right hip to thigh to knee. And then inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head. Perfect. With the inhale, you lengthen. Exhale, drop your left hand towards your left hip. Right arm reaches up and over and breathe. Watch the low back. And then you inhale, take both arms back up to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands down, shift your hips back, straighten through your left leg. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Breathe it here. And on your inhale, walk yourself forward. Curl up your back toes, lift your back knee. Exhale, standing split. Straighten your left leg, lift the right. Let your head hang down. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, tuck your right knee behind the left. Drop your right toes down to the ground and slide your knee down. Coming into your seated twist. You can extend your right leg long if that feels better. Otherwise, both knees are bent. Don't force it. Both sits bones should root down to the ground. Left hand behind your left hip. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. And then exhale, twist over to the left. Right arm to the outside of your left knee. You can also just hug the knee in if that feels better. Now with the inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn your gaze over your left shoulder. And then on your inhale, turn your gaze forward. And then exhale, drop your hands over to the right. Take your counter twist. And inhale, come back through center. Exhale, extend your right leg long and just let your left ankle cross over your right thigh, but above the kneecap. Watch the extension of your right knee. Let your left knee just hang down. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold it over. Breathe. And on your inhale, lift your gaze. On the exhale, walk yourself back up. So remember, you can always leave the right leg extended and just cross your left knee on top of the right, or you're going to rebend the right knee and then take like a knee pile. Yeah. Soft flex to both feet, really getting into the outer hips. Let both sits bones root down to the ground. It's easy for the left one to lift here. Really be nitpicky about it, right? And then inhale, lengthen your spine. Option is to stay lifted. If you want to hinge forward, fold forward, just take your heart over towards the knees. It might not come all the way down. Don't worry about it. Just make sure this isn't doing anything weird to your low back. And then if you're folded forward, walk yourself back up. Bring your shoulders over your hips. Bring your hands behind you. Unravel. And then windshield wiper your knees from side to side. All right. Come right back into center. And then you might want your blocks by you here in a moment. We'll go from there. But bring your feet down to the ground. And then take a C curve to your spine. And roll yourself all the way down onto your back. Just blink it a little bit more. All right. So from here, bring your feet down to the ground. And then cross your right ankle over your left knee. So taking a reclining pigeon. If it feels better for you to loop a strap around your left thigh, you absolutely can. If this feels okay, just draw the left thigh in towards your chest and interlace your fingers around your hamstring. Nuzzle your right forearm into your right inner thigh. And then there's a baby flex to both feet. Now, ideally, the spine is resting full length on the mat and your shoulders are back and down. Breathe. Now release your left foot back down to the ground. Open your arms out like a T. And then on your exhale, drop your knees over to the left and then turn your face to the right. Now be here a moment and kind of feel this out. I've said kind of a lot today. I'm hearing it myself. But feel this out. And then if you want, your left hand can go to your right knee. Your right knee can stay exactly as it is. Or it can draw your right knee in towards your chest a little bit more. Or you can press your right leg away a little bit. So feel out what you need. I'm going to pull in today, but sometimes I press away. Then your gaze theoretically would go over your right arm. And you breathe. And then gently come back through center. Let your low back root down into the mat for a moment. And then take your right foot down on the ground. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And then cross your left ankle over your right knee. And stay right here. Feel it out. You can loop a strap around the right thigh or draw your right thigh in. Baby flex to both feet. Relax your shoulders. And tap back into your deep and even breath. And then gently release your right foot down to the ground. Inhale, open your arms to a T. Exhale, drop your knees to the right and turn your face to the left. Then option two, leave the left knee as it is, to gently press it away or to draw it in. And then on the inhale, slowly come back through center. On the exhale, drop your left foot down and then hug both knees in towards your chest. Take your inhale. And on the exhale, find a happy baby. Peace fingers to the big toes, hands to the inner outer arches of your feet. One more time. Let your tailbone stay flat to the ground. And then bring your feet down to, actually, no, bring your big toes to touch. Bring your hands to your knees. So the knees are bent, feet are dangling, palms to your kneecaps. On the inhale, circle out. So keep your big toes touching, but divide your knees. Separate them. You inhale, circle out. Exhale, draw them back together. You can go as slow or as fast as you want. Make it purposeful, right? Whatever it is that you're doing. And then when you're ready to go in the opposite direction, do that. And then drop your feet down to the ground about hip width distance apart and grab your block. On the inhale, lift your hips. And on the exhale, slide the block underneath your sacrum for a supported bridge. Move into the space that feels the best to you. It might be a little bit higher, might be a little bit lower. I'm going to kind of see what happens here. Not today. Just going to feel this out for a moment. And then we're going to take both legs into the sky, but take them up one at a time. So that, yeah. And then both feet float into the air. It's your supported waterfall. And whenever you're ready, bring your feet back down to the ground. You have the option to stay there for a moment, or if you want to walk your feet forward with the block underneath your sacrum still, and you can also reach your arms up overhead. It's a deeper stretch for the front side body. And then when you're ready, press your feet back down into the ground. Lift your hips. Slide the block out from underneath you. Give yourself a moment here. Let your spine rest completely on the earth. And then if you're following along on this playlist, you'll probably want to skip down to the last song. And then you'll hug your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your shins. If it feels good to bring your forehead up to your knees, do that. Take another inhale. And then on the exhale, extend your legs forward. Find your Shavasana. Let your feet hang comfortably open. Your arms come down by the side body with your palms facing up. Relax your brows and your jaw. And wiggle it from side to side. My meditation today, I kept the physical part to about 45 minutes and I kept it pretty low key. And in doing so, my hope is that for the next at least 5, but ideally 10, 15 minutes, you stay right where you are and you rest. I'm going to allow you to end your Shavasana today. I know we don't always do it that way. I find benefit in both. Guiding through the end of Shavasana, I also find a lot of benefit having an open window at the end so that if you are dropping in and you are able to just release and let go and be there and not have anybody stop it for you or interrupt that meditative space, the opportunity to do that sometimes is also needed. So take a scan of your body, starting from the crown of your head, move it all the way down through all the pieces, the bones, the muscles, and allow for everything to fall apart, to fall away. You hold on to nothing. The bottom side of your body is heavy, it's grounded, it's rooted to the earth. The top side is light, it's weightless and floating. And I encourage you to stay here as long as you can and rest. Namaste.